This right here is what built Knott's. That's Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant. When it was just a berry farm, they built a restaurant, had so many people coming to eat. So on the street, this is the entrance to what built the park. The Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant. You want to know why Knott's Berry Farm is here? This is why. We have a reservation, so we're going to go check it out. Go ahead. Knott's Berry Farm started off as exactly that. Back in the 1920s, it was a berry farm owned by Walter Knott. He and his wife Cordelia sold berries, berry preserves, and pies from a roadside stand alongside State Route 39, near the small town of Boynton Park. In 1932, he'd visited Rudolph Boysen's farm in nearby Anaheim and was introduced to a new hybrid berry of a blackberry, red raspberry, and a loganberry, crossbred by Boysen himself. Walter actually bought his last 6 hybrid plants, planted them, cultivated them, and then when somebody asked him what kind they were, he said, boysenberries. So we've got different rooms, friends and family room. We got a nice big waiting area, dining room on the side, and all sorts of stuff. Lots of history too. In 1934, during the Great Depression, when times became extremely tough, Cordelia actually began serving fried chicken dinners on their wedding china. For dessert, it was their signature boysenberry pie. Well, this took off so well and became so popular that the lines became huge, sometimes taking 3 or 4 hours or more for people to get in to eat. Realizing that they had an issue with all of these people standing out there for hours waiting to eat dinner, Walter Knott began building something to amuse the people as they waited. One of the things that he ended up building to entertain guests was a ghost town. Some of the buildings he actually built from scratch, but many he actually went to an actual abandoned ghost town, bought the buildings, and then moved them to the property and began to rebuild them. And this began the rise of the actual amusement park. Ghost Town itself still lives on. Many of the original buildings are there, but this is where the park itself began. When you come in, make sure you check in at the host stand. They'll take care of your reservation, and then you can come wait over here. All sorts of different rooms, displays, history, and so much here. Including, yep, this is the waiting area. And yes, if you gotta have your booze, it's there. But lots of food, lots of rooms, and as you go through, you can see all the different rooms where they could place you on busy days, including some private rooms back here. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Nope. Ghost Town wasn't the only amusement. There were others that were there. Among them were the models of the California missions that he put in. And this, again, was something to entertain the guests as they would walk and take a look at the dioramas. But much of Ghost Town was built by Walter Knott to entertain, to keep people amused, and soon Ghost Town and the other attractions he began to add actually became the big attraction, although the chicken dinner has never left. In fact, by the time Walt Disney came around in the late 40s and 50s, Walter Knott already had a thriving amusement park and actually gave Walt Disney advice and suggestions, and the two were actually partners in some ways, alternating the days off of the park so that way they could work together to attract more tourists to each other's attractions and sharing advice and other things. They were very friendly competitors for many years. Hey, Amber still gets a kids menu. So they have kids menus available. And even though the kids might complain about getting a kids menu, you can see they're sitting here trading crayons and colors. So the menu currently is a QR code. You scan the code, pull the menu up. I will save a copy of the menu so I can splice it in and let you see what the selection is. But basically your selections come down to chicken, or chicken. Or chickenless chicken. It's chicken. Hey, it's Knott's Chicken Restaurant. What? Of course. So lots of chicken. So make sure that you like chicken, because if you don't like chicken, well, it's chicken. It's not like chicken. Would it be a chicken and I need chicken at a chicken restaurant? So there is all sorts of stuff on the menu. You can see the starters, appetizers, fairly typical there. Although Buffalo Cauliflower Bites is a little bit different. They have soups and salads and sandwiches. Boysenberry, of course, being featured along with the chicken. Pretty standard round of beverages. For lunch, they've got a couple different options. You've got the classic fried chicken meal, fried chicken waffle, chicken pot pie, chicken. And the Boysenberry barbecue pulled pork. Also, other specialties, which you can see here. Famous desserts, starters. Again, for dinner, soups and salads. They've got a little bit of everything. They've got a little bit of something for everybody. And then, of course, dinner. This is when they really picks up. And it's a bit of a price, but my goodness, you get a lot of food. Chicken pot pie, chicken fried steak, chicken tender. Now, if you aren't into chicken, there are a few other options, such as the pesto salmon, the sausage penny pasta, the New York steak, and hey, how about a fried egg cheeseburger? But dessert, the boysenberry pie. Hey, it's not Sperry Farm. You gotta have boysenberry pie, and so much more. So here's a look at what's on the kids menu. You can see they've got a couple things there, and then lots of games. So the railroad was one of the very first attractions put in, and was extremely popular. It's still popular today, with one of the few places to carry on train robberies. But it wasn't the only attraction. They added in the log flume, one of the very first, and the first really themed one. They attracted numerous stars from Hollywood to come up and ride that, including a certain famous cowboy there. Alright, so biscuits, jam, butter, hungry people. Yes, with dogs on their head. And then the meals all come with salads and super rhubarb. So we've got our first round of salad, our first round of biscuits. Time to dig in. So working through the next round. This one, everybody gets a bowl of, see if we can hold that up there without spilling it. Yep. Creamy chicken soup. It's good. Or you can get rhubarb, which Anna tried the rhubarb. And went, nope. So she's going to bowl soup. But so far, so good. Enjoying so far. Nobody's really touching the biscuits. These two, dinner, and they're both playing games on the phones. May the guilty wave. And there are all sorts of other fun little things that you'll find all throughout Ghost Town and through the park, many of which date all the way back to Walter Knott, his wife Cordelia, and their sons. Knott's does a great job of keeping the history of the park alive, and you never know what you're going to find around the next corner, so don't hesitate to explore and look around while you're there. And remember, it was all built to support the chicken dinner restaurant. Alright, dinner's here. We've already dug in, so you can see chicken, mashed potatoes are almost gone, corn. This is the standard chicken dinner, and you can see how much chicken there is. Yeah. It's a lot of food. We're going to be taking food home. And it's good. So the meal also includes pie. We're all stuffed, so we're taking our pie with us. But you get a choice between apple or boysenberry pie. So my sister-in-law will eat it. She'll love it. Yeah, lots of leftover boxes, to-go boxes. Um, it's absolutely worth taking with you. It's good. Gives you a little bit of an idea here. I'm taking most of mine to go because we've been eating all day. I will eat it later. Good stuff. But yeah, this is Quentin, established Knott's Berry Farm. Definitely worth it. If you're here at Knott's and you got some time, make the dinner reservation. Come in, get a good meal. Nice to sit down here after a long day in the park. So absolutely make it part of your trip. So there's a look at Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner. Still fantastic food, great time, more than you can eat. And it's the place that built Knott's into what it is today. If you get a chance, be sure to stop by. They do actually offer to-go meals as well at a separate spot, so you can stop in there and pick it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this look at Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner. One of my favorite places to be able to go visit when I'm there. Thank you so much to Leo for helping make this dinner possible. I so appreciate my patrons and my sponsors for being able to do so much. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. Be sure to share them in the comments below, or you can contact me. There's information in the description that has my email address, fan pages, information about merchandise, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and if you haven't already, hit the button right up there to subscribe. And in fact, if you did enjoy this, I've even got another video for you right here. And also about these wonderful people here, those are my YouTube members and my patrons, the ones whose financial support makes this possible. I couldn't do it without them. If you want to know more about that and the perks that come with it, well, be sure to check the description. There's a link right down there. Thank you so incredibly much. God bless.